Recently, I've been diving into the house of Lalique and really enjoying their fragrances. I actually have one bottle to talk about today from their Noir Premier line, which is their more exclusive line. Designer brands usually have a offering a lineup that's only on their website or in their boutiques. And this is from that line from Lalique, and it's Terres Aromatiques. 1905, and this is everything you need to know in 8 pulse points. Welcome back to the Pulse Points channel, where I tell you everything you need to know about a fragrance in 10 pulse points or less. Thank you for joining me today. Let's get right into this review. Pulse point number one, let's talk about the packaging. This is elegantly packaged. This bottle here, I really love. It almost looks like an ancient artifact that's found in some sort of ruins by Indiana Jones. I'm not sure exactly what about it. You even have some like hieroglyphs at the top of this thing. It just looks ancient. It has an ancient feel about it. The sprayer on this, the atomizer on this is par. It's okay, not great, but does the job. Comes in a coffin as well. It's kind of lacquer looking coffin, and actually has a button on the front that you push, and that's what releases the top. So pretty elegant. To me, I'm a packaging guy. Packaging to me adds to the scent spirits. It doesn't really affect the juice at all, but anything that comes in nice packaging, nice bottle, makes it look good on the shelf, I am all about. Pulse point number two. So the inspiration behind this fragrance I thought was pretty interesting. The year 1905 was the year that Francois Coty actually met Renee Lalique. You talk about fine fragrance, you talk about fine glass making, a match made in heaven, and modern fragrance was born. Pulse point number three. This is a bit atypical. If you're wanting to smell unique and you're looking for something that's kind of off the beaten path, I guarantee you people in your circle won't be rocking this one. You're talking about Lalique as a fragrance house. I think is underappreciated, and this is their exclusive line. So if you're already talking about a fragrance house that's a little underappreciated, probably a little less known by the masses, and then you also go to their exclusive line for a fragrance, I think this one will suit that wanting to be different, wanting to be unique, not wearing what somebody else is rocking. As a composition, I think this is interesting as well. It's an interesting mix of daytime freshness with a backbone of that nighttime heaviness or opaqueness. Pulse point number four. There is something in this based on the construction that is a little overwhelming, a little too strong for my personal taste. Not the fragrance as a whole. I don't know if it's a note or a series of notes that create an accord, but something is very potent at the beginning of this. And I don't think it's one of the top notes. I want to say it's one of the ingredients in the middle, either the freesia or the thyme mixing with one of the top notes, either the lemon and the citrus, either the lemon or the pineapple, that makes it piercing and is on the verge of being too much or too overwhelming for my personal taste. So I typically go about 3 sprays on this one. And I do sprays away from my head, away from my nose. So I do 2 on the arm and 1 on the neck. That's a good mix for me. It's still, I can still smell myself without overwhelming myself with this one. Pulse point number 5, where this really works for me, is going to be in the mid and the base. Once that really strong, overpowering note kind of subsides, it kind of settles in, this thing gets amazing to me. The introduction itself is okay. the pineapple mixed with cardamom and lemon. And people hear pineapple and they immediately think Aventus. This is nothing like that. So this is a totally different fragrance, no resemblance to Aventus at all. The cardamom in this does come across familiar. It reminds me of L'Essence de Parfum from Jean-Paul Gaultier. Kind of reminds me of L'Essence, and it kind of gives it this weight or density to it. And then you kind of go into it progresses into the happy hour nighttime vibe with a sweet tonka. Again, an interesting mix of kind of light and dark. It smells top notch. This is one of the fragrances I actually discovered at the boutique in Vegas, and I kept coming back to that card that I sprayed, and the more it settled, the more I liked it, and it's kind of has the same effect on skin. The more I wear this, the later in the day it gets, the more I like it. Okay, so if you want to make an announcement, you want to come into a room and announce your arrival, this fragrance will do it. This has the power, especially at the front of especially in the introduction, to garner that attention when you walk into a room. Expect a full day's wear out of this, although this would not be a work fragrance for me. Between the composition and the power in this, that piercing kind of nature that I talked about earlier, I would probably not wear this on date scenarios where I'm really close, or to a work environment. To me, this is a going out fragrance. Maybe not so much club, but concerts or conventions or something where you're going to be around people, but not necessarily intimate with people. Post point number 7. So let's talk a little bit about value, which is kind of a tricky subject with fragrance because it's a luxury product. It's already expensive. This retails for $300. If this is a signature everyday scent for you, I think the value is there. I do really like the fragrance itself. It doesn't come across to me as ultra high quality, but it does smell really good. And so that's going to be a little tricky on the value. If you find this at your discounter and it's a third of that $300, around that $100 mark, yes, this is a perfect fragrance for that. I don't know if I would pull the trigger, even with the way I like the scent and the packaging, that $300 price range. I don't know if I would splurge for it. I don't know if I would recommend it at full retail. All right, post point number 8. To me, the House of Lalique is a little underrated, and maybe that's my personal opinion. I always see these fragrances at in the mall at the buy 2 get 1 free, or online at some of the online discounters. I see them a lot at very, very bargain basement pricing. And to me, diving into this house, the regular lineup and even this exclusive offering, to me is better than my perception of the brand. I'm really liking Lalique as a fragrance house. They seem to be a little off the beaten path. All their fragrances have a little uniqueness to them, and this scent is no exception to that. If you are a fan of Lalique fragrances, I would say get your nose on this one. It's not like any of the other ones. It's almost a combination of Lalique La Parfum and Noir Extreme. So if you like Noir Extreme and you want something that's not as earthy, not so heavy on the vetiver, and add some sweetness like Lalique La Parfum, then try this one. You may be happy with that combination of vetiver and sweetness. Well, that's all I got for you with this review. If you have experience with Terres Aromatiques 1905, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in the next vid. Peace. still smell myself,